Welcome to the last half of darkness. Good evening.
Good evening indeed, and welcome to our next EGA horror game. Or, well, you might have noticed the word VGA there in the title. That's just because what you're seeing here is a bit of a newer version of the game which originally released in EGA, and we are going to switch over to that, but I just wanted to show you the cool PC speaker speech effects, and I couldn't get them to work in the original version, unfortunately.
Go away.
Last Half of Darkness was the first scary game I ever played on a computer. And believe me when I tell you that this game scared the shit out of me when I was young. I was a bit of a scaredy cat back then in general, so I couldn't watch any horror movies without hiding behind the couch, but this game really was intense in my opinion, and I had to stop playing several times because it just got too exciting for me. At that time I also didn't own a sound card yet, so having speech over PC speaker was really something special and made the game so much scarier because, well, the game generally is completely silent, but sometimes when you get a jump scare you suddenly hear these voices, and yeah, that was amazing. That's why I scoured the internet for over 2 hours to get the right version that actually plays these speech effects in DOSBox. You will find the download link to that version in the description of the video. The story revolves around a mysterious letter received from a deceased relative urging someone to investigate a creepy mansion. That mansion is filled with supernatural elements like ghosts, vampires and dark magic, all tied to a family curse. As the narrative unfolds, the plot delves into themes of witchcraft and forbidden rituals which explain the dark forces haunting the house. Now, besides the dense atmosphere, the game was actually quite fun to play. It's similar to the Personal Nightmare, the game we talked about before, but it's a lot simpler and easier to play. You can still easily die in the game, but you will get rewarded with a nicely drawn ghoulish picture of your demise. I also very much enjoy the writing of the game and the environment of this spooky house, which reminded me a lot of classic haunted houses where you go from room to room waiting for the next jump scare. It just felt a lot more exciting than Personal Nightmare to me because, well, there was just more stuff happening and every room had the potential to be scary, whereas Personal Nightmare starts a bit slower but builds up over time. Admittedly, there's a big chance that that's nostalgia speaking out of me because I did play Last Half of Darkness in a dark room and I have vivid memories of that time, whereas I've never played Personal Nightmare before. The game had been released as shareware, but the different versions of the game are really a bit convoluted and confusing. Besides shareware and full versions of the game, you also have the VGA version that you've seen at the beginning, and I've read on the internet that there are no death sequences and no puzzles in that version, but that's simply not the case, so I think the person that wrote that had played the shareware version probably. Anyway, I couldn't find any differences between the VGA and EGA version of the game other than the frame in the UI. So all in all, this is a nice little creepy game for Halloween. I hope you had some spooking fun. I'll see you in the next episode.